6 events and announcements. This let me zoom in? It does. Perfect. Okay, we got a few things to go through. I've heard this is a pretty big thing. So, new live event, Harvest of Ghosts, exciting new mechanics and packs the game. There's collect event points to progress and for progress and pledge marks can be used to unlock new powers. Progressing the event yields access to new weapons and equipment, as well as a ton of cosmetic rewards. Same deal as before. We have the pack traits. Similar to previous events, these are special pack-specific traits. Can gain at supply point, or they can be gained at supply points in the world. You'll find pledge boxes at supply points. This event, your hunter will get their trait the moment they pledge to their pack. This also means, unlike before, these traits will not cost any pledge marks. Wait, what? Isn't that how it already worked? This feels like it could be just a read. Okay, hold on. This feels like they could have just redone this. Okay, well, because you didn't have to spend pledge marks before. Weird. Additionally, every pack has one trait with new conditional effect that only activates if your hunter's pledged to the related pact. Same deal as before. Okay, Wilderness Pact is back. Basically, it's the exact same thing as last time. You can sprint while using first aids and consumables, and while priming throwables. Additionally, so it got rid of the solo-only effect that made your footsteps silent, and now it additionally has hunters will move faster when crouched. Good change. And then Beast Face is the exact same. You will not break branches and you will not be noticed at all by wildlife. So that doesn't go for hellhounds, but that does go for like horses, cows, bats, chickens, dog kennels, stuff like that. I think this will be a fine one. I know people really liked Surefoot. I never played it last event just because I didn't like the solo-only buff to it. That seemed kind of bullshit. And we'll get to that because I've heard it's come back. So we'll just, we'll get to that eventually. But a decent trait, or decent pact rather. Pact of Omens. Pact of Omens gives your hunter with sharpness sense, allows tactical advantage in both sound and sight. We have blast sense as the pact trait. Loud sounds such as gunshots or explosions are highlighted while in dark sight. We did see this in the trailer. We did see this in the trailer or the dev update that dropped recently. It lingers a little bit afterwards too, so that's gonna be kind of nice. And then the conditional trait effects, pain sense. Effect is visible when low on stamina. So poison sense got buffed and it got changed into pain sense. We'll get to that a little bit later, but overall, this one I don't know how great this conditional effect is going to be, especially considering how popular stamina shots are. But blast sense I think is going to be a pretty cool one. I definitely want to play around with this a little bit for some good intel gathering. Then we have the Smugglers Pact. I'm not happy about this one. Gunrunner allows 2 large slot weapons on your hunter and applies Quartermaster. Yep. Oh boy, I sure can't wait for like a month and a bit of people running Mosin Spitzers with their backup Crowning King with slugs in it. I thought that the Shorty crown was going to be annoying, and then Crytek, I guess, must have heard that and said, you know what? Go f*** yourself. Have more. Suffer more. I really don't like this because it's just going to throw loadout creativity out the window because there's no reason not to run a full-size shotgun and a full-size rifle at all times, and that's just how it's going to be. And it's probably just it'll probably be fun for the first little bit. We'll maybe come up with some interesting things, but I guarantee you by the end of the event, probably like halfway through at the very latest, people are going to get sick of this. I'm going to get sick of this. And then the conditional effect for Greyhound is you sprint faster while carrying a bounty token. Cool. I wonder how much faster that is. If it's going to be something like Adrenaline from the last event where it was like a 20% speed boost, that could be pretty crazy. That's a constant speed boost. Anyways, Seal rewards, returning from the previous update, seal rewards can appear at both Sealed Horde Central Location, in case the Central Location is back, and at Arsenal, Supply Points, Hunting Towers, and Watchtowers. In addition to the previous rewards, this is a new reward being introduced. Sealed Trait, receive a random burn or scarce trait. That's cool. That could be nice to go ahead and gamble because you can get burn trait now. That would be nice to go ahead and gamble if you use your Necromancer. You could potentially get that back. Kind of nice. Event point sources, these seem like it's about the same from the last event. The only new one is Smashing Pumpkins, which pumpkins are back, which is kind of cool. Yeah, interesting. Cool. Weekly challenges, yep, of course, that's the same there. New equipment, let's get into the new equipment here. We got the bomb launcher. Fires an explosive harpoon that can switch between two ammo types. This compact stock makes for an easy carry. So it's a 2-slot bomb lance without the lance. Um, it's it's just like the shooting part of the bomb lance, which is pretty cool. We have basic ammo, Dragon's Breath, Steel Ball, Wax Frag charges, and a new one, it looks like, being harpoon ammo. That'll be kind of interesting to see what that is. The bomb launcher will be the base weapon, and the bomb lance will move to become an unlock. Interesting. Okay, I thought it was going to be the other way around. So you can't actually just use the bomb lance right off the rip from Prestige now. Interesting. Kind of neat. We also have another new weapon, the Maynard Sniper, a scoped rifle with high damage and medium ammo. Requires 2-stage reload with the placement of a percussion cap. As basic ammo, Doom Doom ammo, and high velocity. I wonder how much damage this is going to do. Because if it has Doom Doom ammo, I mean, I just made my video on the Springfield with Doom Doom, and we know how good that is because the Springfield has really high damage. It gives you like 4 or 5 seconds before you die. So this will be interesting. I don't know how useful it'll be on a sniper, because Doom Doom's usually a much better close range ammo type, because after 30 meters with medium ammo, it doesn't apply intense bleed anymore. But we'll see. That'll be interesting. New weapon variant, Auto 4 Shorty. Crown King made semi-auto shotgun, dominates close range with high fire rate, and high power, but has strong recoil. Shortened stock and barrel with one less round than the Auto 5. It's just a baby Crown King. I don't think this thing needed to get added. I think the Crown King was already good enough. I don't think it needed a Shorty variant to quartermaster with. And I think this is a pretty big deal that people aren't considering. Like, obviously, right now it's not the biggest thing in the world because we have the Pact that lets you do 2 full-size weapons, so that's whatever. But I think that the Auto 4 is going to be a really annoying thing to play against because this is now the first hand cannon, the first short shotgun that we have that is that has a fast fire rate and can take slugs. The only other ones would be like the Terminus hand cannon, the Terminus Shorty, but with that you have to lever it and you can't aim down sights, so it doesn't really have that fast of a fire rate. And the rival Shorty, which is not as bad because you only have 2 shots. This one has 4. You can just spam at people. So Spectre doesn't have that fast of a fire rate though, not nearly as fast as the Crowning King. So I think this is going to be like kind of a go-to annoying weapon. I could see this replacing the Dulce Precision quite a bit, and I think that I don't know if it's going to be more annoying than like Mosin Dulce Precision. If Mosin Crowning King will be more, I don't know. I'm just not excited for it. I think that this was kind of an oversight, but we'll see. I don't think this needed to be added. I'm kind of not happy with that. I don't think the game needed more Crowning Kings. One that I am kind of excited about that sounds really funny is the Centennial Pointman. It's a lever action repeating rifle, high velocity, good damage range, shortened stock, and modified with a mid to long range scope. So it's a Centennial Shorty with a marksman scope on it. Yeah, this is gonna be a fun one. I'm actually quite interested to see what we do with this because this is the first ever medium slot weapon with a marksman scope. So far, the only scoped medium weapons we've had have been Deadeye scopes at most, but this is a new one, so I think it's pretty cool. I think that the short Centennials were always pretty good. People were usually gravitated towards the silent version because you get that utility, but this will be nice to shake that up a little bit. Another new medium slot weapon, the Rival 78 Mace. It's just a Rival Shorty with a mace, like the Obrez mace. So, I know it's pretty cool. Yeah, that's the thing that I'm getting to train. I'm pretty sure all of these actually, all these new ones except for the Maynard Sniper are medium slot weapons, which is awesome. Love that. I think medium slot weapons are medium slot loadouts are where like you can get really, really creative with what you do. And I think that that's really nice that we're adding some more stuff in, especially things that are kind of sorely needed, like adding a new scope, adding more blunt melee attachments. The bomb launcher will be an interesting thing to play with. It's kind of invalidated though because people aren't really going to be bringing these because we have Smugglers Pact, and you don't need medium slot weapons, which is just kind of, I don't know. It seems a bit redundant, but it's whatever. We'll see. New consumable, Dark Dynamite Satchel, a deployable bundle of dynamite sticks that are detonated remotely via dark sight. It can be interacted with up to 50 meters, and you can attach it to walls and floors. Interesting. This versatile consumable has the same explosive yield as a big dynamite bundle. Okay. Teammates can detonate your dark dynamite satchel in dark sight. Okay. Projectile fire and explosive damage will cause the dynamite to explode instantly. So you can shoot it or set it on fire. Interesting. And it can also be defused using Dauntless. Let's go. Dauntless people. Dauntless gamers stay winning. Interesting. Okay, that's nice. It is interesting to see that fire and explosive damage will cause the dynamite to explode instantly. So I wonder if you can place an alert trip mine right next to them. But I wonder if we can do an alert trip mine right next to them. That'll be interesting. New custom ammo for existing weapons. So the bomb launcher gets the lance harpoon, and the hand crossbow gets the revive bolt. I kind of want to go take a look at that. What does it say here? Revive bolts are a new ammo type for hand crossbows, letting you revive and heal teammates from a distance. While dealing no damage, they open new opportunities to support teammates mid-fight. Doesn't say if it works on enemies. I'm going to assume probably not, though. Let's go take a quick look, though. First off, I kind of want to take a look at the Maynard sniper. We can find it. It said it was medium slot, wasn't it? Or medium ammo? It's not in here. Okay, is it in the battle pass? Hello? Okay, here it is. Can we not see it? I'd really like to be able to see it. I don't want to buy up to level 14. Is it really not in? Are any of these in here? Is the bomb launcher? Okay, so we can't actually see them until they... Cool. Remove hot... Oh, there are locked ones. Sorry, my bad. Thank you. A little stupid. Okay, let's take a look here. Maynard sniper. Look at the details. 144 damage with Doom. That's going to kill you really fast. That is that the... What's the Martini? That's like very similar to the Martini. The Martini's it does more damage than the Martini. Okay. Interesting. Again, we'll see how useful that's going to be. I wonder how good the hip fire is going to be on it. Who knows? But with Doom, that could be really, really, really strong. Again, might be really hard to use close range, but if they ever give this thing anything other than like a Deadeye scope, yeah, this could be a monster. This could be a fucking monster. Interesting. I also want to check out the bomb launcher. Let's look at the ammunition. So we have the new harpoon things. It doesn't one-shot. Okay. It still has pretty decent spread. It causes bleeding and sticks to its target on impact, can be retrieved after firing. What is this? Okay. Maybe just no one shot at 10 meters, but if you're... Maybe. But at 10 meters, I feel like it should one shot, if that's the case. I don't know, that, yeah, maybe it does a lot of damage to targets for PvE, but then again, so does the regular bolt. So what is the point of this? That sounds honestly really not great. Mini spear, it's like a worse crossbow. It has a longer reload. It probably has like a similar drop, but it does infinitely less damage and has a super slow muzzle velocity. Steel ball doesn't kill either. Does it not say? Okay, it doesn't. I'm inclined to believe this one's a bit off though, because it's I'm inclined to believe it's a bit off just because it's like a multi-projectile thing. I don't see why this one wouldn't be. I don't know. Okay, well that's a bit weird. Anyways, let's go back to the patch notes. That's pretty much all I wanted to look at here. New game mode, Bounty Clash. Face off against enemy hunters in a new limited time game mode, Bounty Clash. 1 token, 1 compound, 12 players, 50-minute time limit, rush, fight, extract, repeat. So they did show us a little bit. There will be a dead boss target awaiting banish in a randomly selected compound. Players spawn directly adjacent to the compound and have 15 minutes to fight over the spoils. The boss target, as well as the nearby extraction points, are indicated directly on your compass to help you navigate the middle of the firefight. So you do have to extract with it. It's not going to be like Soul Survivor where it's last person standing, which I think is a good thing. Otherwise, I feel like that could definitely lead to some standoffs, but I don't know. Be warned, you'll take in hunters from your rosters, so the stakes are high. Fight across a variety of compounds across Mammoth's Gulch and Stillwater, streamlined in the new game mode. Your MMR is used to match you against hunters of similar skill, but is not affected by the outcome of the mission. Okay, so the MMR does matter. It's not like Soul Survivor where MMR doesn't come into effect, but it's not affected by the outcome of the mission. I wonder what the choice is for that. I wonder why they chose to do that. I'm okay with that. But I don't know, we'll see. This sounds like a fun little game mode. We'll definitely try this out today. I think I'll try it out after we're done here, but yeah, cool. General updates, Gunplay. Change the behavior of throwing tools to require aim while throwing them. What? Reduce the zoom level of Deadeye weapons, okay. Reduce ballistic performance of silence weapons of the Vetterli, Frontier, and Nagant. What does that mean? The ballistic performance. Does anyone know what that means? Does it say, like, if we pull up the Silent Vetterli here? Oh, it didn't. No, not Vetterli. Okay, come on, game. Please. Okay. Oh, because it's not showing that. Okay, what? This is clunky. This feels way clunkier. We look at the Vetterli silencer. What did they change here? That looks the same. Yeah, maybe quicker damage drop off. It was already pretty low though. There's a muzzle velocity, 280. I feel like that was what it was already, but I could be wrong. Let's take a look at the Silent Nagant. I think I remember the Silent Nagant a little bit better. That's the same muzzle velocity. Silent Nagant always had 250. 91, that's the same. Drop range, I'm pretty sure that's the same too. What did they change with this? Yeah, the hotkeys seem to be affecting the search bar. That's why it was being so weird. Use throwing weapons, you now have to hold a right click to toss them. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, what did they mean by changing this? And why did they feel the need to change this? If that is the case. I don't feel like these weapons needed much of a change, if anything. Okay, I don't really know what that means, but if anyone can discern what that means, please let me know. Scope updates. New drop helper has been added to help gauge the distance of your target. Cool. This is the new helper. The new helper consists of a thicker vertical line below the center of the crosshair. When a full hunter is from head to toe... Wait. When a full hunter from head to toe fits in between the two, you are exactly at the drop range distance of that weapon. With this information, you can quickly determine if you actually need to adjust your aim to account for drop or not. Use the scale of 100 to determine how much to account for drop. Okay, so it's just like a quick little way to gauge distance with scopes. I'm assuming that goes for all scopes, but yeah, no, that's pretty cool. I like that. Melee tools and weapons. I did see this. I did see that the spear got some changes, but I didn't see what. So, made changes to throwing spear's balancing. Base throw has been reduced to 200 damage. Okay. Throw damage to the leg has been reduced to 110, so it can't one-shot to the leg now, so you have to actually hit people in the chest, and I'm assuming maybe the arms? I don't know. Melee damage has also been reduced. It can no longer one-hit with a heavy melee. Okay. Interesting. Damage dealt pulling the throwing spear from the target has been reduced. Light melee attack speed has been reduced even further. Velocity has been reduced. You can no longer sprint while charging or aiming the spear unless you have the Surefoot trait. They gutted this thing. Wow. I think they were really upset with people just bitching about it for like who knows how long. Wow, that is they went crazy with this. Huh. I wonder how good it's gonna because how much damage did it do? I feel like it did how much damage did it do with the throwing before? I feel like it did like 280, somewhere around there. I'm not too sure though. I feel like this will still be decent at taking down targets, but it did 320. Okay, that's a huge drop then. It might still be decent at taking out targets. But yeah, I don't know. I guess to be fair, I think this was still a very needed change, if only just to stop people from crying about the spear. Um, the spear was really strong. I think it needed some changes. Some of this feels a little bit too crazy. I don't know if like reducing the velocity needed to be like I don't know if that needed to be a thing, but I don't know. This is interesting. Now nerf the katana. Well, I see the katana down here. Rebalance equipped melee weapons, improve damage and stamina consumption on all weapons apart from the katana. Okay. Increase stamina consumption for the katana. That doesn't mean shit when Martialist doesn't use stamina. Increase damage, throw rate, and throwing accuracy. Oh, throwing accuracy of throwing knives. Okay. Let's take a quick look at that. Hold on. I like throwing knives. Where are they at? They do 150 damage with a throw. Okay, so you can now kill a hunter to the chest with a throwing knife or throwing knife. I think we're rocking throwing knives from now on. Been using the throwing axes lately. I think it might be time for the throwing knives though. I haven't brought them out in a while. Okay. All right. And they're more accurate too. That's good. Did it say reduce the stamina consumption? Increase damage, throw rate, so you can throw them faster. They already were pretty quick with throwing. I don't know. Cool. Well, we're rocking throwing knives today, that's for sure. Gameplay changes. Change the bulwark trait to no longer save the player from a bomb lance explosion. Okay, so if you get stuck with a bomb lance, you are dead. Allow beetles to spawn in Soul Survivor. Restoration now refills Dark Sight boost when the player has a bounty token. That's actually a really nice one. I like that a lot. Especially that'll be really really nice because you can use the med kit for that, the center med kit to refill that. That's a really nice change. I like that. Rebalance projectile penetration and fixed a bug in the system that didn't reduce damage correctly after the first successful wall penetration. With this bug fix, the balance for how projectiles lose damage when penetrating walls has been slightly adjusted. Overall, the penetration multipliers have been normalized and slightly amplified. Nothing changed on the general rule of compact ammo being the weakest and long ammo being the strongest. Compact bullets receive some slight improvements to ensure they work similarly as before. Medium retain their damage slightly better through the first layer of penetration as well. They'll lose more damage on further penetration. Long bullets have seen some adjustments in their multipliers overall. FMJ bullets in general retain their damage better with the first pen, but are weaker with successful penetrations. Okay, that's a lot to take in. But it seems like it was a bug. It seems like not much is going to change here. It just seems like if you're shooting through multiple layers of things, then you're just going to be doing a lot less damage, which is fair. Excuse me. New meta. Bounty token value normalization. Updated the value of all bounty tokens to 125, regardless of region or contract. We had two goals with this change. First, make it clear how much a bounty token is worth, and second, making small region targets more appealing to engage with. So I guess that means like the difference between like boss targets and wild targets then? I don't know what they really mean by region, but I think that's what they're getting at. This change results in a net increase in bounty available across all contracts and should shake up your decision-making process deciding which target to go for. Reduce number of random weapon family unlocks from blueprints from 3 to 1. Okay, I don't know why they did that, but sure. Okay, interesting. I think that means small bounty splits. Oh yeah, maybe. Oh, okay, yeah, that's a good point. Big and small bounties are worth the same. So for how it worked for anyone who wasn't aware, the more space a bounty occupied on the map, the more like compounds had clues for it, the more that bounty was worth. So big, the ones that, you know, just had like a couple of compounds in the corner were worth infinitely less than ones that covered most of the map. So I guess they've now made it that it's just flat out 125, which is a fine change. Sure. Realistically, I don't think it'll do too much, but sure. Okay, developers note with the removal of custom ammo from our unlockable weapon families, we drastically reduce the overall number of unlocks and XP required to unlock all items. This in mind, we reduced the number of unlocks from blueprints, initially increased to ensure that the slightly higher thresholds for the individual unlocks introduced with Update 115 wouldn't be too challenging or time-consuming to overcome. Blueprints still grant a single random unlock, as opposed to a specific unlock carried for your carried weapon from gun oil. Okay, that's fair. That's a fair change. Doesn't affect me at all because I don't use blueprints because I don't prestige, but I think that's a fair change. Move fire and choke beetles to bloodline rank 27. Why? Oh, the beetles. I thought you just moved choke bombs. Oh. Oh, hold up. Okay. That's actually kind of a really nice change. Wait. Because Dauntless used to be the last trait you unlocked in the bloodline prestige or bloodline rank at like level 60 something. That was one of the big things that was holding me back from prestiging, I'll be completely honest, because I take Dauntless all the time and I didn't want to play without I didn't want to take a hunter for, you know, 60 something levels without Dauntless, because I love Dauntless. Dauntless got some love this update. You can defuse dark dynamite satchels, you can, you know, get it all the time. Okay. Please take a look at melee weapons, they're so good now. I'll take a look afterwards. We'll see what they do. Because the stamina got reduced on them, right? Trait changes. Moving on to this. Added solo conditional effect for conduit. Oh god. Investigating one clue gives the same map progress as investigating 2 clues. Okay. Why? That's really nice, but why did we feel the need to do this? This is coming from a solo player. Like, I feel like we already had quite a few tools. I kind of don't like the idea of them buffing solos in, like, every single conceivable way. Like, why did we need to find the boss layer faster? Okay, well, whatever. I guess we're taking Conduit now every now and then. Pain Sense, formerly Poison Sense, it got changed. Poison Sense has undergone a rework and has been renamed Pain Sense. The trait now highlights hunters who are bleeding, burning, or poisoned in dark sight, and it's been increased from 1 upgrade point to 3 upgrade points. Good change. I like that. Poison Sense kind of needed a bit of a buff, so this might help a bit more. Gives it a bit more viability here, so... And then Lightfoot! Woo! Added solo conditional effect. Players make reduced noise when crouched. This conditional effect has been moved from Surefoot to Lightfoot, so it's just the Surefoot thing back. We don't need this. This is going to increase the amount of, like, solo hate. I guarantee it. This is how it, like, when solos were really, really strong, when solo necro was in its prime, people fucking hated solos. And like there was an amount of solo hate going around. I don't know why they needed to increase this. Why did they give us more tool? Like I'm it sounds like I'm complaining about a good thing as someone who plays like primarily as a solo player. But why did they do this? I felt like solos were in a good place already. Why did we... Yeah, like, do they feel like they need to compensate after nerfing Necro? Necro wasn't hit that hard, let's be real. And it was kind of a needed change. I don't know. I kind of hope they go back on this. And again, this is me talking as a solo player. I really, like, the conduit one's whatever. That's not a huge thing. This, however, I'm really not a fan of because solo players, a lot of the time, especially in lower star lobbies, tend to play a lot more ratty. They tend to crouch walk a lot more. They tend to just like get the bounty and leave. We did not need more tools to make solos even more ratty. We should be encouraging solo. If we're giving solos tools We should be giving them things like the magpie changes that happened way back when, that increased the amount of dark sight you get. That was a really good change because one, it felt a lot more fair considering that solos could only have 5 seconds at most, whereas a team, if they picked it up, they could have 10 seconds collectively. That felt fair because it was compensating for something that solos were actively missing. Same with self revive with Necro. But the difference between Magpie and Lightfoot is that Magpie giving you 10 seconds of dark sight meant that you have so much more like information at your fingertips to make plays. And to see where people are and to go and pick off people who are maybe straggling from the group. Technically, I guess this could be you could make a case for this allowing people to make more plays, because it opens up different ways to move around. You can, assuming it works the same way, you're literally silent when crouching across even the loudest of stuff like metal. Yeah. I just don't think I don't think people are going to use it for that though. And the fact that it's a solo, I mean, I don't know. It's better to be a solo trait than to be like just a constant one, but I don't think this was needed. Solos are already in a good place, and we don't need more tools to make solos ratty. That is it. That is all I'm going to say now. Moving on. Berserker has become a scarce trait. Cool, Berserker's finally been added to the game. Let's go. Bulwark will no longer protect from a ball lance explosion when stuck. Yes, we saw that earlier. Cool. Let's see. Rarity updates. They changed some of this stuff. Okay. We acknowledge that upon launch of 1896, the rarity of some content felt inconsistent or didn't resonate with players. As such, we decided to update the rarities for some content to better conform to our design philosophy and our players' expectations. Okay, sure. This doesn't do anything for gameplay changes. They changed some stuff with Dark Tribute too? Okay. And then there's some UI changes. Woo! Paper Doll will now be using gear selection or gear screens so your loadout will remain visible across equipment screens. Sorry, let me just say that again without yawning in between. Paper Doll will now be using gear screens so that your loadout will remain visible across equipment screens. So I think what they mean by that is you can see your loadout here, which is a good change. I like that, being able to switch between that and the details when it works. I guess I have to have something equipped. Good change. Dedicated play button has been added to the top nav. Great. Full shortcut button and key binding pass has been added for clarity, consistency, and ease of use. I don't think many people are using key bindings, but okay. Filters and sorting are now remembered between missions. It wasn't between missions that I had issues with. Every time you closed the game and reopened it, it would change. Like if you're like me and you like to sort your traits, for example, by price, it would always go back to rank. So we'll see if that's what they mean, but I don't think it is. KDA will now be shown in player details from lobby. Charms now been placed on any number of weapons again. Yep. I feel like a lot of these are already have already been implemented. Teammate hunters levels will now be shown in the lobby. When recruiting a hunter will now automatically be selected. That was a really annoying one, buying a hunter and then it would just go to like the previous hunter you had selected. Hated that one. Portable and unaffordable / available and unavailable traits are now easier to differentiate, as we see here. Good change. The grid view is now set as the standard view for the recruit screens, including a free hunter button as well as a recruit all hunter button. Good change. Show 3D item now present on the contextual side panel. Good. We've also, I thought they just said we've added a total of 146 bugs. Or sorry, 461. I can't speak right now. Oh god. They fixed a bunch of bugs. Good to know. Some world changes. Mammon's Gulch changed spawn points in Present Oil to avoid potentially unfair spawn fights. Okay. Various player movement improvements made around Present Oil. So they've really been changing Present Oil a bit. Some stuck spots and improved player movement over logs and deadfall timber. Cool. Hellborn can now appear in the northern area of Blackthorn Stockyard. Okay, cool. A new spawn location. That's nice. Good, good. Some performance things, and then some bug fixes. Fix an issue where the relentless trait would be given from a rift instead of the remedy trait in Soul Survivor. Okay, I didn't even know you could get burn traits in Soul Survivor. Interesting. Fix an issue where the Sparks ammo switch would be interrupted early. Wasn't aware of that one. Fix an issue where recruiting a new hunter with no hunters on the roster caused an unselected state, allowing the player to load in without a hunter. I was not aware of that one either. That's really funny. Cosmetic bugs. Okay. Fix an issue where teams would load into with PvP off in the shooting range. Yes, I do remember this one. This was a bit of an annoying one. Kind of hated this one. There's an exploit where hunters rendered at 500 meters while other certain objects did not. Okay, cool. Well, overall, this is a lot to go through. Don't like the Lightfoot change. I don't really like the Smuggler Pact. And the Crown and King Shorty is whatever. Everything else, though, it feels good. It feels fine. We'll have to wait and see. I'm kind of curious too. How many things does the Revive Bolt have? How much ammo capacity does that have? We go ahead and throw on that. And we throw on the, okay, I can't actually see the ammo. Cool. How many do you get? Doesn't say. Okay. I wish that it would tell you how many you could equip at a time. They used to show the ammo count for them. You get 4. Sorry, you get 4 for like one thing here. Is that what we're saying? So you can have like 8? Okay. I mean, you are essentially making your secondary slot useless for PvP if that's the case, but I could see that being kind of annoying. We'll have to wait and see. Anyways, decent updates. Again, some stuff that is probably potentially pretty annoying, but we'll see.